Hi guys, welcome to the 10th video in the 10 days of Halloween series. This is the last one and this is a Silent Hill nurse. I actually wore this costume outside, so I'm showing you how to make the prosthetic right now. This is my actual face cast that I created. I'm just going ahead and rubbing it down with some Vaseline to make sure that I'll be able to get the prosthetic off later. I'm using Model Magic Clay by Crayola to basically lift the eye area. What I'm going to do is lift this entire area because the prosthetic, I want it to be from the side view completely flat. I don't want you to be able to see my nose or anything like that, just a very flat surface. So I'm just raising up these areas on my face to make sure that when the prosthetic is done, it is completely flat from the side profile. So taking some really hot water, I actually heated this up in the microwave. It has to be almost boiling. I'm going to take this moldable plastic. I had brought this off of Amazon, and this is reusable, so you can use it over and over and over again. So I'm just putting some of the pellets into the water, and I'm just going to let it sit there for a while. Once it's ready, it's clear. That's how you know it's ready, but be careful when you take it out because it is going to be hot, so just don't burn yourself. So I'm just going to use this knife to just move it around until it is ready. It does take, I'm going to say, about a minute or two to start getting clear like this. You can see that now it is moldable, and I'm just going to create a very thin like string type of thing, and then I'm going to use the scissors to start creating teeth out of this. So I'm just going to roll it, and then I'm going to start to create small pieces by cutting in an angle down the line. And then I'm going to flatten out the top part of it, so make sure that that can sit nicely against my skin and the prosthetic. I think I made around 12 teeth, 6 for the top and 6 for the bottom. Now when I'm done with that, I'm just going to move back into the clay, building up the side profile of my face because I felt like it still wasn't high enough. So I'm going to add more to my nose bridge, and I'm going to add it to underneath my nose as well, trying to get the surface as flat as possible. But I am going to make sure that the edges are nice and flat. That's going to make for a really comfortable prosthetic while you're wearing it. So I just want to make sure that everything is seamless. Now, taking a toothpick, I'm just going to break this in half, and I'm going to use this as a guide for where my eyes are. And this is going to be helpful when you're putting on your latex mixture when you're making your prosthetic. You want to make sure you have an area where you know where your eye is, so you don't cover it up, unless that's the look you're going for. But I wanted to actually be able to see out of this, so I use toothpicks as a guide to know where my eyes are sitting. To make my latex mixture, I just took flour. It's just regular all-purpose flour and liquid latex, and I put that in a bowl, and I put a little bit of flour in, and I began to mix it up. It looks like a pancake mixture, and once you get it to the right consistency, which is not too thick, but thick enough where it won't run, you know you're ready to start your prosthetic. You're also going to need some plain liquid latex in another dish, so that's what I have on the other side of my face cast, just some plain liquid latex. And I'm using this plastic fork to apply the paste to the face cast, and I'm just spreading it all over, going around those toothpicks, which are using as my eye guide. and I'm going to keep on spreading it until I feel like it's even enough, and then I'm going to dip my finger into the latex and I'm going to start to spread the paste. The latex is going to help smooth your finger over the paste, so I just keep on dipping my finger back in and it helps me smooth it out. Keep in mind the perimeter of the prosthetic should always be almost as flat as possible, very thin, so that way when you do apply it to your face or your client's face, it would be very thin enough that you'll be able to blend it into your actual skin. Now that I feel the paste is pretty even in all areas, I'm going to go ahead and just take a spatula, a spatula, and I'm going to dip it in the latex, and I'm going to start to create grooves along the prosthetic mask. I had actually looked at multiple images of the Silent Hill nurses. Each one has a different face, so I did a take on a few different combined. So I'm doing the lines diagonally, the cuts diagonally across the face, and that's how the eye holes are going to be as well. They are going to be diagonal holes that I can see through. So I'm just going to keep on doing diagonal cuts randomly and slowly smoothing it out as well at the same time. Now I'm going to start to add the paste towards the bottom of the face. The reason I didn't all do it at once is because I didn't want it to start drying before I really got a chance to touch it. So I'm just putting it on now, and I'm avoiding the my mouth opening area, and I'm just keep on adding it on until it looks like it's even. Then I'm going to start to smooth it out like I did the top. Using the handle of a brush that I've been dipping in the latex, I'm going to go ahead and open up the nose area. I don't want any latex to be in my nose area, so I'm just creating a hole here. So the way I structured this is that the actual cut that goes across the face is going to be covering my nose, so you're not even going to tell where my nose is really. So I'm just creating a cut going up, but right underneath that cut is going to be my nostril. So you'll see later on when you see the clip of my face, it's actually, my nose is actually covered up. Like from the side, everything is completely flat. So I'm just going back in with my finger again and some latex and just smoothing everything out to how I like. And I'm actually going to use the brush soon to smooth out the mask even more. Use a brush that you do not care about, because once you get latex on a brush, it's trash. So you want to use brushes that are fairly cheap, but brushes that are not going to lose its bristles in your latex. Now I'm just going to take the spatula again with some more latex, and I'm going to start to open up the sides of the mouth, because this piece is actually going to be split apart from each other. I didn't want one whole piece. I wanted to wear this comfortably. I was going to be wearing this to work, and I work a 10.5-hour shift, so I wanted to be comfortable in my prosthetic. So I'm just splitting it across the mouth fully, making that area thin, and then later on I'm going to go ahead and cut it with the scissors. You will see that in the video. So I'm just separating it and then smoothing it out. To add the teeth, I am using the flat part that I made. I'm inserting it in first, and then I am pushing it slightly down. I made them like this on purpose. I wanted that flat part because I knew that was going to be sliding into the prosthetic, and if you would make it too bulky, you would actually feel it when you had the prosthetic on. So to avoid that, just make the top part of the teeth flat so it could go smoothly into whatever you're making. So I'm just going to continue to place them. Then once I have them how I like, I'm just going to go ahead and layer on top some more latex paste and smooth it out again. So now I'm just using the brush with some more latex, and I'm creating little grooves in between the teeth to kind of resemble gums. So I'm just going to keep on doing that to the top, and I also do it to the bottom as well until I like how it looks. And then I'm going to go ahead and let it set overnight. I actually let it set for a full 24 hours before I removed it from the face cast. It had to be fully dry. Alright, so once it's fully dry, it is this yellow color, so I'm just going to go ahead and powder. I actually messed up a little bit here because I thought my camera was filming as I was taking it off the face cast. So what I did was I applied powder to the entire outside front of the prosthetic first before I started peeling it off. While I was peeling it off, I was slowly putting the powder underneath it. This is to help with the latex sticking to each other. You don't want that to happen, and then when you try to take it apart, your piece will rip. So that's like the worst thing in the world. So you just want to make sure you take it off the cast slowly while still applying powder to both sides. Now I'm just cutting off any excess that I see on the sides, and I am splitting open the mouth. Once I split open the mouth, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over and cut off any excess that I see sticking out behind the teeth. You want it to be really comfortable while you're wearing it. So as you're doing this, keep on trying it on your face to see what you feel. And if you don't like something, just cut that area off. But just make sure you're not cutting off anything that's supporting any teeth. You don't want your tooth to just fall out, you know. So I'm going to do the same exact thing for this side of the mask. I'm just going to keep on cutting off that bulky excess right there. And then wherever else I see, I'm just going to go ahead and chop off. So these are the eye holes. Remember, we had the toothpicks there. So I'm just cutting all around that area. I do keep on trying this on my face to make sure that I can see out of the eye holes. And if I need to cut away a little more, I do. So I'm just going to keep on continuing to cut until I feel like this is very comfortable for me to wear. The good thing about having a face cast is the prosthetics always suit your face. If you didn't have a face cast, then it would be a little more difficult, and you would really have to adjust your pieces to fit you. Alright, so again, I thought my camera was recording. The first color on the face is actually a tan body paint, a water active body paint. Water activated body paint. So I just put that all over the latex before I even started putting in this red that you see me painting. This is actually an alcohol activated paint, and I'm just using that to go in between the cuts and detail everything. And I detail it a lot, and I didn't realize that I had stopped recording while I was doing this. I have no idea what happened. I was recording this on my phone and the phone just stopped recording. So this is basically how much I really got up to. I was moving the mask around to make sure I liked how it looked when it moved, and I'm just putting some red around the teeth area, inside the gums, and then pretty much after this you don't really see much, so I do apologize about that. But I did insert a picture where you can see the detailing on the mask that I did do. I did create some highlight points with a lighter color, and I did deepen in the cuts a little bit, and I added some veining as well. Alright, so for the fun part, we're going to start to apply the stuff to our skin. So first I'm taking alcohol activated paint. This is just a bruise color. I'm going to go ahead and stipple that up with a sponge that I ripped up, and it looks like my skin is like bruised. So I'm just going to go ahead and stipple that all over my arms and my chest. And then once I complete that, I'm going to go ahead and start creating veins with the same alcohol activated paint. I really like alcohol activated paint to do these things because you know if you sweat or anything like that, or if you rub it, it's not going to come off. And this was perfect for the fact that I was going to work and I was going to have this on for a while and nothing would budge. Creating a vein color just by using a bruise tone and a blue. I'm just going to go ahead and start to create little lines throughout and just spread it out, sort of like spider veins. If you guys never saw spider veins before, just Google it online. You can know exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm going to go ahead and just randomly create veins throughout, and I do these on my arms as well. I did do a little bit on the side of my face, but you end up not even seeing those, so those are not even worth it. Don't do that. Next, I'm just going to hold the mask up to my face and start to line out where the alcohol activated paint needs to go. And I'm just going to put it in those areas. I actually put it in the cut on the forehead too because there's a hole there. So I'm just deepening those areas right now, and I'm going to go around the mouth as well. If you're not comfortable putting alcohol activated paint on your mouth, please do not. I'm comfortable because I have done this before, but if you are new to this, I don't know if you should really do it. You should probably avoid it and just use some sort of body paint or maybe even a red lipstick. But I'm used to this. It doesn't go on my mouth or anything like that. It's just the smell could be a little strong for your nose because it's like right by there. But I'm just going to go ahead and apply my prosthetic right now. This is just the top half, and I am using Prozade to adhere it to my face. I'm not using latex because I am allergic to latex, so even though the mask is made out of latex, it doesn't bother me because it's fully dry. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply that. If I were to use the liquid latex directly on my face, then it would give me a rash, and it just wouldn't be a good situation. I would be itchy all day. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply that with Prozade, get a good adherence, and then I'm going to start to stipple on that same color that I used on my arms around my face. The one thing that the video didn't show was after this step I did use the same exact tan body color, the body paint, on the sides of the face as well over the purple, and it blended everything in so you wouldn't be able to see the demarcation between the mask and my actual skin. I forgot to mention that I did put the red paint on the tip of my nose as well, so it doesn't show through the mask, and around my eyes as well. Now I'm just filling in any gaps with the red paint, and then I'm going to go ahead and grab my nurse's outfit and my red wig, and the look is complete. This look was sick, guys. I really love horror stuff like this. I only did one look like this year, but it was enough. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe. And as always, thank you guys for watching. And thank you for joining me for this Halloween season. Bye.